good. We just jumped on here. We are waiting on our host to jump and everybody kind of fill in. So feel free to be a fly on the wall as things get started up here.
Sounds good.
I'm just going to go ahead and send out one more reminder. Olivia, did you get a notification from Google Meet saying that the meeting has started? Or did you just go into rooms and then join from there?
I did not get any type of reminder. I set up a calendar reminder, and so that's kind of how I remembered. And then I just logged into the Radius app.
I see. Okay, thank you. That is very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Hello.
Hey, Julie. We're just kind of letting everybody funnel in here and get started. So
then we will go ahead and get started.
Ela, I did get that. Ela is inviting you to a call notification.
Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure because that will give me better insight into what's going on. What the heck?
Our guest speaker hasn't joined yet, so we're going to give him just a couple minutes and make sure that he's not having any hangups too.
Okay, sounds good.
Hey, Sean, thanks for joining us. We're just giving everybody a minute to pile in, Sean, so bear with us as we get started up here. I feel like we've been sitting in here for a minute. I looked at my clock and I'm like, well, we're 3 minutes past. It's not as long as we thought. We usually like to give everybody some time to trickle in. We had quite a few register that I want to make sure are able to get in successfully. So those of you that are already on, just bear with us a few more minutes here. Our host hasn't joined yet either. So we're trying to make sure there's no technical difficulties. Jacob Brown is joining us, and he is our rep from KVCore. I met with him yesterday. He has some exciting things to talk about, some, tips and tricks, a lot of beginner entry to KVCore, and then along with that, some additional information for those of you that are more well-versed on KVCore and just how to really get the most out of it, out of the system.
Perfect. And I just sent him the link to, again, Perfect. Just so that way he knows. Hi, Shahar. How are you doing?
Hey guys, how are you?
Hello, Shahar.
Kristi, I missed you.
I know. I'm like, I've been looking at your Instagram and I'm like, was loving your holiday post. Your little boy looks so sweet.
Oh, he's running everywhere.
Oh my
So
goodness.
quick. Yeah,
It's fun and hectic all at the same time.
yeah. You should come visit us here in
I,
this.
I will be there in March.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Exciting.
I will be
Okay.
there for a week in March. So we will definitely plan lunch or something with you ladies.
Definitely, definitely.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Looks like maybe a
Everybody's
different
kind of
room link.
fallen in right now, Jacob. So we were kind of
No
giving
problem.
them a minute to get in the room here. We'll go ahead
Perfect.
and give you an introduction to those that are already on with us. We have a lot of our agents on that currently use KVCore, and we may have a couple joining that are just interested in what it has to offer. For those of you that are just joining us, I was talking a little bit about Jacob a few moments ago. He is our rep for KVCore and has a wealth of knowledge on all things kind of entry level, plus all the tips and tricks to make sure you really are getting the full benefits from utilizing KVCore. So Ela and I are going to kind of be a fly on the wall. Jacob's done this a time or two, and so he'll be able to kind of lead you guys and tell you more. If anyone has any questions, feel free to let us know. We'll also open up for some Q&A at the end. So thank you all.
Or feel free to utilize the chat as well, too. That is also available for you guys to throw in any comments, feedback,
Really?
suggestions, questions, things like that. So we'll keep an eye out on there as well.
Yes, and Shahar, I know Morale asked me about this, and there may be, some of
I'm
you.
just texting her.
Yeah, well, and I was going to tell you as well, we are recording. So for those of you that are on a team or you have
Here
somebody that you work with that is wanting to be able to utilize this material later on, this will be recorded today. And we are glad to share with anyone that wants to share this with other members on their team or have something to go back over later. So just let us know and we'll make sure and get that recording out to you.
Great, awesome. Well, as long as I can, I will share my screen. Let me see if I got it. All right, can everybody see that? Oh, it's coming. Hold on.
We got it.
All right, awesome. So yeah, I'm Jacob. I work with Inside Real Estate. We're the parent company of the product KVCore, which agents that pay into the monthly fee have access to. What I'll be going through today is just the nuts and bolts of not only what it does, but a few tips and tricks along the way. Right, it's always helpful to, as I say, humanize right the software and what you can do with it. A little background on me, just real quick. Been in the property tech space now since 2014. I also come from both my parents are agents. Actually, my dad's a broker as well, and so definitely no stranger to the needs and in the space in this software. Also going through, I've bought and sold a couple houses myself, and I'm currently selling and buying in this crazy market. So boy, am I in it with you right now, I'll tell you. Just got a text from my agent right now after a showing that we had this morning. So getting after it. So you can see my screen. What we're doing here is we're actually looking at the KVCore dashboard. Now there's a bunch of stuff on the left-hand side, right? It's like the main navigation. Sometimes you can't see it dependent upon size of your screen. You just hit this little hamburger thing and the stuff will fall open. The dashboard primarily, right, is a summary of all things, right? So if you're thinking about your car dashboard, tachometer, speedometer, fuel, all of that, right? In the dashboard is the ability to link to other parts of the software, right? So kind of a summary, right? So a lot of stuff on the left-hand side can be linked to here in the main view. One thing that can't be though is down here your activity stream, right? So you can see who's texting you, who's calling you. You can filter here. You can look at who are the new leads that came in from your agent subdomain, new texts that you've gotten, right? So it's just all in one view to give you the, I guess the priority for communication, right? One thing I really want to lean on is our KVCore training, right? So if you're new to this or need a refresher, our main way of getting back up and on the horse or on it to begin with is what we call the agent quick start. Now this is whether it's a brokerage of 5 agents or 50,000, right? It's the same information. So you can start the course here, but just to go down, if you look, we go module by module. Somebody in there is guiding you through the concepts, and then we give you little quizzes in there too. Also, there are live and interactive webinars that you can register for. So when I was doing this training, even with the background that I have, still went through it. Joining the webinars was incredibly helpful, right? So being able to hear somebody walk through it and the each section of what I just went through and kind of talk about it is very helpful as they go through the modules themselves. That's kind of a fire hose of knowledge, right? So being able to join those webinars is super helpful. If you can't join the live ones in our training calendar right below in the dashboard, so I first clicked on this, you'll be guided to it, but if you can't join the live ones, right, you can go to the replay links and watch it at 1 in the morning if that works better for you, right? So can't emphasize enough how important it is to go through that training, right? Now, as we go down on the left-hand side, playbooks is just kind of A through Z. Hey, I put my contacts in, walk me through it. Our agent quick start goes through that with you, right? So you can do the playbook or go through the agent quick start. But if we go to the smart CRM, right? Some feedback we've gotten on the platform is not only does KVCore have websites and all the stuff, you log into one place and it has everything for you, but also their CRM is quite robust. And it's true, right? When you import your contacts, it's important to know, because I'm logged in as a company admin here. If you put in your book of business and people that you're routinely working, right? Nobody can see that. So that's important. I wanted to show that here, is that all of your leads that you own, either even if you put your card in for our marketplace and use Inside Real Estate to get you leads, right? They're all going to be private if you own them. But if we look at these leads, right? This is everybody that's housed in your system, right? Whether they came through your agent subdomain, whether they came through your agent import, right? With all of your contacts, they're all going to live here. And if you click on one of the contact records, right, this is where all their information is going to be, right? On the left-hand side, name, contact information up here, profile details. Down on the left, who owns it, right? And in the middle here, you can see, what actions have been taken, where they came in, if you have any routing rules assigned, what kicked off, right? And then we have search alerts, campaigns that they've got, market reports, seller and listing valuation. So there's 2 main ways that a lot of automations kick off when we're looking at these people, right? So if they're on your subdomain, they came in, they're looking at property, they're automatically going to be set up with a search alert, right? They're looking at 3 different properties. We then make one 24, 48 hours later, send it out to the contact. Active campaigns as well, texts, reminders, emails, all that. That's automatically assigned in these contact records, and you can see where they're at. We're going to circle back to this about assigning automations like in your lead import, but that's just so you know, the Smart CRM houses all of your people. That was one individual contact record, but you can run more filters, right? If I click on the filters button here, this will pop open on the left, and there's a number of little areas that you can run and refine your filter, right? So we're you can look at, let's see, contact details, right? All my buyer leads, I just want to see those. Or if I've imported a hashtag, right? So a label that has action inside the system, you can filter all of the CRM to just show one specific label or hashtag. Or hashtag is not, right? where the leads have come from. Have they opted in? So spend some time, check out our filter section. And so you can really utilize and make your life easier when it comes to checking everybody out. One best practice while we're here in the Smart CRM, if you look in the right-hand side, 10 rows, I can only do 10 on my side. But if you want to do more mass actions at one time, click on the rows section. You can do on your side up to 250. They restrict me for whatever reason. So you can do that there. Now I want to go down to the listing section. Another faction here or factor is you can look at all listings. You can look at your listings, right? If I toggle out here, I'll go to my listings. Turn my notifications off. And when you look at your listing, right, if you click on it, there's a few things that you can do here too. You can look at all the photos that come through, right? You can send via text to somebody. You can email to a hashtag, like to a label within the system, send via email here. And you can also get the direct link to the listing. So you can email that out as we were looking at here. You can, if you have a new listing, you can promote that, but you can also boost it. Now, when you click on boosting a property, right, this is Inside Real Estate's version of creating a Facebook ad, right? So let's say you just got a new listing and you want to get some traction on Facebook to show your client, right? I got $45 in 3 days. Why not? So you then create a Facebook ad that looks like this. Great. In your marketplace, you then have a dashboard that shows impressions, clicks, any leads you got from it, right? So you can then communicate that to your client, right? If there's an open house, also you want to advertise it, like this weekend coming up, got a listing, it's go time. You can do an open house ad, right? Sold and even price reduced ad. Again, all of these boosts or all of these products that are within KVCore, any leads that come from that Facebook ad are automatically going to get set up on those automations we looked at, right? The search alerts and the smart campaigns, right? All of that's automatically going to come through and have a hashtag of where it came from, show you the source. You don't have to think about going through and making sure all of that gets set up. I'll say when where I came from before Inside Real Estate was an ad agency for loan officers, and it, instead of working and doing calls like this, essentially became my job to make sure that all of the pieces were working, right? So we're running Facebook ads for our client in an external system. When they get an ad, was it triggering? Would the trigger then show up on their CRM? Would all of these things connect? And it was very labor intensive and kind of a nightmare. So what attracted me to Inside Real Estate was that if you guys want to run, right, any ads and get some new leads into your system, you can boost the property, you can check out our marketplace. All of those products automatically, right, are synced with the system, and then automatically have the automations set up. Not to say that's all that you can do. The system is robust enough if you're running your own Google pay-per-click, for example, or something like that. You can connect it to the system. I'm actually going to show you now where you can do that. So if we go down to the lead engine, we'd go to lead Dropbox. Right next to bulk import, you'll recognize this from the training. Bulk import's where you add in your contacts in mass, right? The lead Dropbox, when you start now, you can see a bunch of them here, but on your side, you'll most likely just see the agent, and there's 3 keys here: Zapier key, Zillow key, email key, right? What all that means is it's a connection from one system to another. So an applicable example would be, Opcity Leads or Realtor.com, right? You can connect your leads to come immediately into KVCore here by adding in this email key. In the bottom right, we even have some resources, right, that can then show you, hey, this is how you go into your Realtor.com account, 1, 2, 3, add the key here, here, and here, and then it'll shoot right into your CRM. So Zillow, obviously, if you're running Zillow leads and you're an agent and you're paying for it yourself, you can add that. And a Zapier key is a connection between two softwares that don't talk, right? An example is you update a spreadsheet, and in cell C, whenever you add something, there's a zap that shoots over to your CRM, right? That's what a Zapier key is here, and you can do that there. Web and IDX, I know coming up on time here. I'm going to jump into some real tips and tricks here. Web and IDX to then help drive your website. Something that's commonly overlooked, which I want to make sure you guys see, is when you click on your Web and IDX and you're in your website, right? You see this section for embeds. This is a website QR code, right? You can put this everywhere. Put it on your signs. If you have a new listing, right, we'll create a QR code for you, right? You can put that in a newsletter. You can put that on whatever you want someone to be walking by, like, oh, new listing, bink, take it and go straight to your website, right, and straight to the listing potentially. So that's kind of a commonly overlooked piece of Web and IDX. So just wanted to share that with you guys. Couple things here. When I go to business analytics, you'll want to look at your source performance, right? So where are my leads coming from? What's hitting well, right? And there's a bunch of numbers in here that you can run and really drill down to figure out, okay, what's my return on investment if I'm shelling out some coin for marketing? If we go to KVCore activity, right? What is happening in my system? On this level, obviously we're looking at the company. But if you want to see, when I did my import, okay, who doesn't have a search alert or who doesn't have a campaign? You can go to Smart CRM, you can run those filters, all good and fine, or you can come here, right? Click, it'll automatically show you the filter in the CRM, and you can start adding search alerts, whether that's in mass, right? Add search alert in mass of ones that you've built, or you can go through one by one. Just kind of depends on how many contacts you have. If we go back to business analytics and consumer interest, this is powerful because it shows what's the top hits and what's being, on your website as far as top refers, where are you getting your leads from, your top capture page, your properties, who's looking and where, and then in this, you can think about, all right, so how do I want to replicate that? And you can use our tools or run ads to build landing pages, build squeeze pages, and replicate that traction. Last thing I want to do here is if I go to Marketplace, it's kind of like our app store, and I don't get any kickbacks or anything from this. I just know that it's an effective tool. This is where you can add on, whether it's additional leads, new leads to come in, or other things that we have that you can run your card yourself. So for example, we looked at our property boost, right? You can get some seller leads running. We have some additions of Facebook ads. One we call Smart Social Leads, which has a carousel, right, that you carousel through. And Google pay-per-click is even an option in here. Again, this is inside real estate. It's a marketing company running these ads for you. So everything's already going to be connected. What's also in here, if I type in done, done for you. If you have not enough time, right, to go through the training and do the stuff that we're asking you to do, if you click on this, we have a team that can do a lot of the setup for you, right? Smart campaigns or website stuff, right? Even newsletters and blogs just to try to drive engagement. We also have in that marketplace some coaching, right? So if it comes to the point where you need some one-on-one, we've got help sessions, we've got coaching sessions. You can book them here. One's 30 minutes, one's an hour. It does come at an additional cost, but if you wanted to stay in the platform, get somebody from KVCore to jump in with you and train you on a few things after you've gone through, this is only going to help you. I wouldn't necessarily jump here. I would go straight into the training, and if necessary, head in this direction, right? Few things I want to leave you with. Number one, I got for this call a promo code that I'm going to send to Kristi. It's for Smart Social, so running some Facebook ads. So I'll email that to her after this. And also want to leave you with our, I know Kristi's sent this out too, but this is a YouTube link that houses all of our tips and tricks from our success team meetups that we do every week, right? So a lot of our content that we'll be sending out to you comes from here, but I want to share the core of this with you. So if you're going through the training, you want to learn more about landing pages, right? I'm just going to Control F and type in landing pages. There's an hour on this. There's a few other ones down here, I think from only a few months ago, right? So this is kind of a next level, a way to position yourself and learn more about the Smart CRM, learn more about landing pages, whatever it is. So I'm going to actually pop this into the chat right now if I have a chat. Okay, and send that on over to you guys. So go ahead and use that. Okay, so I better pause. I know I have a hard stop in about 5 minutes. If we can't get to anybody's, kind of high level quick questions, then shoot them over to Kristi. She can work with me on those and get you answers. But Kristi, do you want to do it? Just kind of open it up for a Q&A real quick.
Absolutely. Does anybody have any questions off the top of their mind that they would like to take advantage of having Jacob here on the call and ask about?
So
And
I have a question. What is the get sellers leads? What does it mean? Like what is
Yeah, so we'll run ads to your sell page and try to get leads directly to your Smart CRM.
so it's promised, like if I'm paying for it or I sign in for it, I will get those leads, or it's optional? How does it work?
like, are these
Yeah.
guaranteed leads?
We don't guarantee the amount, right? But we do guarantee that you'll be getting leads from that program. And again, I don't run point on signing people up. If you want a consultation, I can actually send a link over and you can get some more info. But the basics are, right? You sign up to get seller leads. The amount, though, is something they'd have to work with you on, depending upon what your budget is.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and if you just click into this tile, either you can schedule a consult or sign up for it. So.
Thank you.
Does anybody else have any questions? Keep in mind, this doesn't necessarily have to be over something maybe Jacob went over today, but as you've been utilizing KVCore, if something has come up that you've been wanting more information about or to kind of dive into, now is a great time to ask those questions.
Yes, I have a question.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Curly.
Fire away.
So, when you go into KVCore and you have like a new lead, like let's say you
Okay.
say new buyer lead,
Mhm.
and then you do the drop down and everything. Now, do you have to like manually send out those campaigns, or like once you select new buyer lead, it just starts doing a campaign on its own? Because I've been confused about that.
That's a great question. There's two ways, right? If you just got a new lead from your website, all that stuff automatically happens. You don't have to think about it. But if you imported the lead or manually added, right? If I added somebody I met at my kid's soccer game, right? And they're looking, like I'm gonna add them on in here. That's when you need to set them up on a campaign or set them up on a search alert yourself. But if they came in from your website, new lead, oh, I got a text, yay, let's go. All that stuff automatically happens.
Okay, so
that more
when
clear?
I go in, yeah, so just
Okay.
to clarify, so when I go into KVCore and I manually enter the lead and I put new buyer lead
Mhm.
for the campaign it wants, it's just gonna start sending them stuff.
So if you manually add them here, part of the manual ad is to assign a smart campaign. So you will have to do it.
And once I do that, it starts sending it, right?
Yes, exactly.
And I have another question.
Please.
Okay, so is there any way to, like, let's say, I don't know, because I went through this, like if I want to do like a Merry Christmas or like a Happy New Year type of campaign, is there a way to start one of those, or?
Yeah. In that link that I sent over, the YouTube channel, there's actually a few different sessions about holiday-based campaigns, but I'll show you the basics here, but just so you know, you can get a lot more detail on it. But if we go into the marketing section and I go to smart campaigns, I think there may be one that's preloaded. If not, so what you'll have to do, right? Let's see in our library actually. Stop it. Okay. Library. Okay, cool. So in here, what you'll have to do is just make a campaign with those dates that say, Merry Christmas, whatever it is. When you make the campaign, right, for each year, you can then assign contacts to that campaign. Let me see if there's a template though. It starts with it. Holiday, you just have to start from scratch. Okay. So if you go into your templates when you're in marketing and smart campaigns, so we do have some templates already that you can start, and you can clone them or make a copy, make it your own, and then assign those. If it's all buyers or all hashtags, you can assign then. So check out the holiday templates, and also in that YouTube link I sent over,
Okay,
even more
where is
details
that
on
link
that.
that you sent over? Where
Oh, I
do I
put it
see
in
that?
the chat. I hope I sent it to everybody.
I don't know how to work the chat on this.
Oh, okay. Kristi, if you could send that to everybody after, just to make sure, and I'll be getting you that promo code.
We will send that out to everybody with the promo code that has joined us today. You'll probably get that from myself and Ela. So if you're in the room today, be looking forward to that.
Awesome. Okay, cool. I'm glad I could at least answer a couple. I do have a hard stop and have to jump. Thanks for having me. If there's more questions that come in, we could see that this would be useful for me to jump on again. More than happy to, and even just block off more time to jump in with you guys. But at least for the first session, we were able to jump in and get some humanized looks at this. So thank you for having me. Kristi, I'll be talking to you soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And we look forward to many more.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.